to the eSports Report, ladies and gentlemen. Continuing on where we left off, and right now we should just give a little bit of a plug to our Scuff 5K. Aw, yeah, we got a sponsored giveaway.
Yeah.
Look at it, so beautiful. The
We know
MLG
what happens
Scuff
every
Gaming
time we do that.
controller. 4 winners will each receive a $100 Scuff gift card. You're going to be bowling it out. What you have to do, tweet hashtag MLG5K and hashtag Team Scuff during a live broadcast for a chance to win. So obviously not now.
It's be Sunday.
March. Yes, it has to be during a 5K. Otherwise, it doesn't really make any sense.
That'll be me and you. You know what happens when me and Ben do the 5K and we have a giveaway, Max?
Worldwide trends,
Worldwide.
baby! Worldwide.
Prestige.
Not North American, not Europe. Worldwide.
Prestige worldwide. Prestige worldwide. Prestige worldwide.
Anyway,
Such a great movie.
they're a little bit weird. It's time for the quick scope, ladies and gentlemen. Next time I say that, hopefully there's a cool transition, which is like, boom. Yo, imagine that if like, and you hear like the intervention, like hit marker noise.
You mean the Moors?
No, the intervention.
Why the intervention?
Because that was the original quickscope gun in Call of Duty. You're an idiot.
The M40 was the original quickscoping gun.
No. When did quickscoping really become a phase?
Call of Duty 4. Zerg Grizz.
He's wearing a face hoodie. I totally believe that guy.
I'm dressed nice.
True.
Thank you.
To the general
That was the nicest thing
public.
you said to me all day.
He's not. Yo, play that right now.
What?
We're gonna redo it. Will, I heard that. You're gonna play it, okay?
What?
This is gonna blow your mind. You ready for this? Well, I'm trusting you.
He's
not
got
to
it?
mess this up. You ready for this? All right. So coming up next, we have the quick scope. He didn't do it. It sounded awesome. Will
I
just
don't know
totally-
what you're trying to do.
He just totally left it hanging.
Oh.
He played something in my ear, which was like.
Got you. Anyway, we can get this started.
All right, we can get this going.
So, guys, just remember, use the hashtag MLG Quickscope. You agree with Ben? Don't do that. That's not good. You're going to use, but if you decide to, that's a poor decision. But you can always do that by using the hashtag Quickscope. Ben, you want to agree with me, which is the right decision to make. I'm always correct. I've never been wrong.
No one does that.
Hashtag Quickscope Matt. And then, nope, Max, he will be the one asking the questions. He's never right, so we didn't give him the option of picking it.
That's why I asked
And
the
of course,
questions.
that's why I
when
asked
you're
questions.
when you're tweeting, make sure you use hashtag MLG Quickscope for your votes to count. There you see. Who do you agree with? Tweet hashtag MLG Quickscope with Quickscope Ben or this delusional idiot, aka Matt.
Wow, that was kind of harsh.
You won last time. I have to be. I'm sorry. You know I love you.
That was
really,
kind of
but-
harsh.
That was kind of hard.
Anyway,
Wow.
the question
Wow.
master.
I'm kind of on your side now, even though
Oh
you're
my
really mean to
God.
me. Okay, so first question, guys. If the rosters were the same as Ghost Call of Duty champs now, who would win the Advanced Warfare champs based on player skill as of now?
Me first.
Matt, you go first.
What? Are you serious?
I don't know if there's really an argument to this.
How?
Cole would still have won CUD champs. With I think Teep is much better in this game than their placings have shown. Karma, he's a very capable player as well. And then Krim, obviously, crucial part of EG.
Right.
And Optic Gaming now. I think Aches would have been your question mark, but I think with that team probably would have been in a better mindset to keep really grinding. So I would have said that's a clear-cut decision. I don't think that's... I'm just trying to think of the rosters. I think Optic Gaming's roster actually would be really good. I think Bose has come into his own on this game. Nate playing pretty well, and then you have Clay and Scump. Dominant AR with a dominant sub. I guess another honorable mention.
How do I have 33%? I haven't said anything. 33% of people, 50% of people think you're wrong, man. They
You
think
haven't
you're
even
wrong.
said anything yet.
And then I would say TK gets an
love
honorable
you
mention
guys.
as well.
TK?
Yeah, I think with 4 more.
You're supposed to
yeah.
just pick
He
one
would
and
have done
go
well.
with
But
it. You
Cole,
basically covered all
Cole would
bases.
have won.
Cole?
Cole would have
Ben?
I think you're a
Rebuttal?
delusional, crazy man. There's no way Cole would win on this game.
Wow.
I really don't know how to back up that statement. That's just not true. It's simply not true. I have to argue against that.
Pick a team.
SP, maybe? Trying to just help you out here. Think of somebody.
I don't need your pity, Matt. I don't need your pity. The fans are going to vote for me just to vote. Also, I want to address that quickscope comment. You said wanted to get big. Started in COD 4.
It started in COD
big
4.
in MW2.
We're both right.
You're
said wanted
arguing
to get
over
big.
something completely
Anyway, that's
irrelevant.
irrelevant. 50% of people see the voters going up.
haven't even-
I'm not even
you haven't
talking
even said
about it.
anything.
This is great.
Pick
No.
a team.
All right, for real. I'd say Optic Gaming.
OG?
I think that OG squad would have a great chance of potentially winning a championship.
Winning champs. AW champs.
Yeah,
not A-
I would say OG. I think OG would actually cruise through, actually. When you think about it, it'd be 3-0 City.
No, now you're just.
I can't say that seriously. Ultimately, it would be Cole. Matt's going to be right on that. He got to go first. I 100% agree. That team would be better. Besides that, really, maybe TK come through. Optic Gaming could potentially finish top 3.
I mean, so from the old OG roster, the 2 best players right now in AW would say were Clay and Scump. And then you
Actually, hold on. No. Cole wouldn't win.
Who would win?
No.
Win.
Ha ha! Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to vote. Use hashtag quickscope. Ben, Envious would win. And let me explain to you why. Rambo works at Sledgehammer.
Oh, come on.
Wait,
You won.
Wait,
You won.
Wait,
That
no.
So he doesn't have to play?
Rambo works at Sledgehammer. He will patch the game to suit his playstyle. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you win an argument.
Ray is playing golf and hanging out with his girlfriend,
Exactly.
going out to dinner.
He's going to have himself as a veteran bot. Like, he doesn't need to play.
I'll admit my hardpoint
ridiculous.
comment before was really, really dumb, but you lost me on that one.
Don't try.
You're gonna
He
get
hasn't
people-
played. He hasn't
The dude
played.
works at Sledgehammer.
He hasn't
That's a
played.
sensible
He
argument.
hasn't played in how many months competitively?
It's irrelevant.
Yeah, another.
He's worked on the game.
You said
It's actually kind of funny. A team that didn't qualify last year, Curse Las Vegas, would probably be pretty good with Killer. They would probably be pretty good.
SLV
They'd probably be
too.
really good.
That
They would have
team.
qualified in AW.
Actually, what would Epsilon be like?
Epsilon would have been
Pretty much the same.
Swanee.
Swanee, Tommy, Jerd,
and
Shane, right?
and
No,
Matt.
because Shane was on
no, it wasn't Metcalf.
No, it wasn't Mike K.
No, Madcow was on TCM.
Who's Epsilon?
Yeah, because Metcalf.
Yeah, was it?
Oh,
No, he was.
No, it
on
wasn't. It was Flux.
Flux.
Flux, yeah.
Boom.
I know the EU scene better than you do, and you're from there.
Anyway, I'm 100% right on that one. I'm going to wait for the vote to increase because people are going to realize that Ray, working at Sledge.
This has been over since I gave my.
No,
ratings.
no. Disagree. Envious, who have been an organization who have always finished in the top 2 at Call of Duty World Championships, would get that championship.
So Merc, Study,
I love you, Ray. If
Rambo,
you're watching.
and Nameless,
Yes.
they would win champs.
Yes.
Merc has a .43 KD. And
That's
We
great.
just saw Merck's .43
Doesn't
KD.
matter. Ray is going to program the game
And
to
what-
give Merc a guaranteed 2 KD. in
Ray is going to come in with a 2 KD in S&D.
Ray's going to have like a 3. He's just going to program himself to be a veteran bot.
Now you're just being
All right.
ridiculous. This one's over. I won.
Good. Matt did win.
You're not going to argue.
How do you argue against that?
Right.
Come on, man. Like, what? I tried.
right.
I gave it my best.
Ben, you have to go first this
No,
time.
yeah, you guys hate me for my answer to there.
So, a pretty big topic right now
Okay.
is whether or not Overkill should be allowed in competitive. Some people have said it's a little too overpowered due to the fact you can carry a sniper and a submachine gun, and a melee and a submachine gun. Ben, you get to go first. What's your opinion on this?
No. Should be one of 2 things. Banned outright, or should cost more in terms of the pick potential, okay? Currently, use a wild card, that's 1 point. You use a secondary weapon, that's 2. Should it maybe cost 2 points, and then you use a gun, it overall costs 3 points? Maybe the pick 13 isn't the way to go. Maybe it drops down to pick 10, because no one's using streaks anyway. That's another argument to it. Then it would be a little bit more balanced. But in my honest opinion, with the way the game is right now, it's so overpowered. In S&D, I have the ability to pull a sniper rifle out, plus an SMG, which means I'm good at all ranges. I'm real good. I'm loving life at this point. Like it's fun. Honestly, it's
You guys going to hate me for my answer?
you can't argue against this. Like this is like the first question. This is exactly the same as the first. You can't argue against it. It's just so powerful right now. If the snipers get buffed, which is the big rumor going around right now that they will. That says it all. I don't even need
Leave
to
it
argue
in.
that point.
Leave it in.
Bring up the vote. Bring up the vote.
Keep as much stuff in it as you possibly can. I'm even going to take this another step further than just Overkill being allowed. I don't know how you would do it because it would affect too many options in the game, but I think wild cards should be something that are spread across the team, and if you use Overkill, then that means me and him can't use Overkill as well. So there's a set of
But that
wild
isn't in
cards
the
that you
game
can
right
pick
now.
from. No, but it's not in the game. But I still think Overkill should be allowed. Why not?
because it's so powerful. With the current way the game is right now, how do you counter it?
Is it
By using it.
Yeah. Just use it then. Fine. I don't understand. It's not breaking the game. Is it breaking the game? Is it making the game unplayable? Is it making the game unplayable?
It's not unplayable, but it's definitely an issue.
Well, your argument with making it so, like, say, if Ben uses it, we can't use it. That's still kind of his. He wants to tweak it. You want to tweak Overkill.
Oh, 100%. It should either cost more.
Oh, it should be tweaked, but there's no reason it shouldn't be banned. Yeah.
Because it's not going to be tweaked.
Yeah,
Just leave it.
No. Because as it is in its current state, it is just too game changing.
What do you mean by game changing?
If you took Overkill out of Search and Destroy and you buffed the pistols,
then nobody will use sniper rifles.
If you buffed,
nobody will use sniper rifles.
No, if you buffed the pistol.
But then, so then you're saying saying something else needs to happen.
So did you. You said the same thing.
No, I said just leave it the way it is. I said just leave it the way it is right now.
You said you need to modify the game.
I was saying hypothetically that would make the game better, but I said leave it right now the way it is. There's no reason to change it.
Someone said that if Overkill wasn't allowed, snipers would become obsolete.
That's why I said you would buff the pistol.
No, what's the issue? What's the counter to Overkill?
Overkill.
No, just use danger close and just nade them out. But everyone just bans danger close because they're lame. So, guys, if you want to counter those sniper rifles, just take danger close on, chuck nades across the map.
How is that
a counter?
the counter?
Yeah, because they're just going to be posted up with sniper rifles. Just nade them out. Why not? We used to do
I get what you're trying to say.
We used to do it to Formal all the time in Ghosts. We would know where Formal was with a sniper rifle, and we would just chuck nades at him until he died.
No.
And then he took his sniper off. That's all he did. That's all we did against them in Ghosts. Is when we saw Formal with a sniper rifle, we just chucked like 3 or 4 nades over at him. You can ask
any pro that question right now.
Okay.
They will 110%.
Do the pros play with danger close?
We saw it yesterday.
All right, we saw TCM use yesterday.
We've seen SB do it.
Okay, yeah, and they're not
We've
even
seen Killa do
it.
it.
We've seen Killa do it when? Never seen Killa do it.
No,
you're just making it up.
No. He actually did do it at regionals.
Okay, so he did it at regionals. Fine.
Okay.
But I mean, that's the reason it doesn't have a counter is because the players are playing without the counter. So they're screwing themselves.
No. I see what you're trying to say in terms of it being a counter, but it isn't like a
what?
It's a counter.
What?
I get what you're trying to say, but ultimately, the way it is right now in the game, it should. If it costs one more point,
is danger close allowed right now in the game?
Yes.
Okay, so then the counter's allowed. So what's the point?
No.
So what are we arguing then?
If it costs one more point, it would be more balanced and it would be fair.
But you're saying there's no counter. The counter is allowed. The counter's there, but nobody's using it.
That's not. That's not right. You're just really good at arguing.
No.
And I hate you for it.
I'm just saying.
It's not a count. You can't say to counter.
Okay, if you're up top maps with Overkill snipes.
Why am I using a sniper? I could be using a thermal and melee. Then what are you going to do?
Okay, I'm still going to throw nades.
I'm going to run a trophy system. Then what are you going to do? How are you going to counter it then?
I'm just going to wait for you to push.
Really good counter.
Yeah.
You're going to sit there and wait for me to push.
Yeah. Are you going to push me with a melee up to the bomb site? Just run with
melee?
Just going to run onto the bomb site with a melee?
An SMG?
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
Because that's the point. That is the point.
So then if you have a sub, we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat.
No, rewind. Gotcha. Of course I'm going to push you because I have an SMG, man.
Okay, and then
that is the point of Overkill.
So then what's game breaking then? If you're fighting me up close with a sub,
so that means every single time I run Overkill.
I'm fighting you with a sub.
I'm the moderator. Don't look at me.
If we're fighting each other sub for sub at that point, what's breaking the game? I don't understand.
The point is, I have the thermal and melee in the first place.
Okay.
So let's say you do push, you're dead. So what? Every time.
Well, that's
every time
my
we
fault
play
for being an idiot and pushing you.
So every time.
You're not an idiot, though.
But I'm not an idiot, so I wouldn't do something like that.
No. So every single time.
Right.
Every single time we play, you're gonna sit back and be passive. That's basically what you just said. In that exact example, that's what you're gonna do. In a game which S&D is all about aggression.
Yeah, I'll just stun and nade you off the spawn.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. I'm still going to have a thermal melee or a thermal s'mores and an SMG.
Okay, and then once I get close
so you're gonna stun me. So if you're going to stun me,
I'm going to nade you off your spawn.
You just said you were going to stun me.
Okay, I can do that as well.
How are you going to do that as well?
I mean, I have some people with stuns, some people with nades.
You're totally wrong.
I mean, with exosuits, it's pretty easy to dodge some nades.
See that?
Right, and it's going to push you off the spots. And then you're going to have to take out your sub because you're going to have to fight out of a different position. So, the counter's there. You guys just select to not play with it. because I don't know, you guys get in some bizarre world where things aren't competitive when you guys don't know what competitive is to begin with. So
I do agree, though,
That's my
if it happened to be removed somehow.
You can't argue against
What?
if you increased it by 1 point. If it took an extra skill point and you pick 13, it immediately
Sure.
becomes fair.
Right. I think the point is the fact that you can take those extra points from kill streaks and put them as attachments on your gun, so you can have
Right.
advanced rifling, quick draw on your ASM-1.
That's the issue.
And the thermal.
See, here's something to really think
can
about.
a sniper
What
kill,
happens?
can a good sniper kill somebody with a melee? Just post it up.
No. Well, it depends. It completely depends on the map. Detroit, I showed you that game-breaking spot. If I have an melee there and you have a sniper, you're top Atlas, and I'm on
Yeah.
the defensive side, I'm gonna kill you every single time. Every single time.
one
There's no
spot.
shadow of a doubt. But anyway, think about this. What happens if you used wildcard overkill and you couldn't put an attachment on the gun? You could just use the gun. Does that make it more balanced?
I think it's fine the way it is. I think it's just people are not using the counter to it.
I dare you to tweet that right now.
Okay. You did.
Anyway, if it somehow got banned, I do agree pistols would need a buff. Because
that?
pistols would need a buff because right now no one
Pistols
uses
need a
them.
buff.
Yeah.
100%. There's no question.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get rid of it, or sorry, if you're gonna keep it, or whatever, pistols need a buff because you can't.
Yeah.
Right now, if you just run a sniper rifle, I'm gonna get dominated. Like you can't.
So then you get rid of
wanna
it,
get
you
it.
make snipers completely irrelevant, which is exactly what we want because we want to just, you know,
We don't want to get rid of sniper
yeah,
rifles.
that's exactly what
Right.
you're arguing right now.
No,
you
I'm
get
not.
rid of
I said you
overkill,
buff pistols, and then immediately sniper rifles become relevant.
and then you're gonna have players just complaining that the pistols aren't strong enough over and over
No,
until
you
we get a cap 40 type of pistol,
What
and
was
then they'll
wrong
be
with the
okay
Cap
with
40?
it.
That was
Yeah.
fun, dude. That was your whole argument. It was fun. That was literally your whole
Yeah, the
argument.
cap
there,
40s
is it?
were fun. The
Ex-
dual
there you
caps,
go.
I was a fan of those.
There you go. It was
Dual
good.
BRs, right?
Dual BRs, yeah.
those,
Those were
They
mine.
were real
Those days.
good,
Rambo.
though.
All right, well,
Ops 2 champs.
anyway,
Oh.
and
Okay.
another shocker, the People's Caster wins.
it's still
It's
still
pretty
being
close.
changed. Like
Should we give each you a final point?
Yeah, go to the next question.
final point is Matt is wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong, but most
What's
of the
your
people,
final point? Ben is
Most
wrong?
of the people. How
Matt
many
wins.
all right, answer me this truthfully. Answer me this truthfully.
Okay.
How many pros will agree with you right now? Forget anything else. How many pros would agree with you?
None. But how many of the people that watch will agree with me and say the pros are just not using what's allowed to be used for whatever reason, and then they're just going to
So you
complain?
honestly think danger close name.
This is the same argument over, okay, stuns are too OP and there's hardwire available, and they just don't want to use it.
But all right, so the
So it's
problem,
the same argument.
That's
It's
a completely
the,
different
it's the
argument.
pros don't
No,
want to
wrong.
use what's available to them.
Incorrect.
Fine.
That's a completely different argument because the argument about stuns being OP is it stops you shooting. Hardwired doesn't stop that. You still cannot shoot your gun when you get stunned using hardwired.
Yeah.
So what's the point of using hardwired? Your screen doesn't go as white as it would normally.
Well, I think stuns and AW are more like a stun and a flash combined.
Yeah, no.
Which is the whole thing everyone's talking about.
Former with a sniper versus Fizzer with an melee, who wins? At range.
Is dead.
It completely depends on the situation.
Is it dead?
Completely depends on the situation.
That was a good question.
9 times out of 10, you're right. But what if the situation is different? You can't ask a question like that. That's so open-ended.
Well, I'm up 2-0.
What was the final vote? I
Thus
want to see the
far.
final vote.
Pretty sure it was 45 to 55, Matt.
I want to see the
Yeah.
final vote.
Yeah,
Shut up.
45 to 55.
I literally can't
Favor
believe, I
of
cannot believe you just said that.
Chaboy.
That blows my mind.
Yes.
Chabay.
You, again, changed the question and argued something
I did not.
completely different.
I-
because that's what you do so well. You smiling because you know you did
I
it.
argued
No,
it.
you're so wrong. Oh, my God.
Well,
All right,
third
next.
question.
Question 3. This is a good one. I like this one. So, would eSports personalization packs be popular enough to be worth making, such as exosuits, gun camos?
You can go first.
Actually, Matt, I believe it's your turn to go first.
He let me
really?
go first. He let me go first.
But he said, but you forfeited your turn to go
Yeah,
first.
you
Ben,
can
go first.
Would esports personalization packs be popular enough to be worth making? Yes. You telling me team-branded exosuits wouldn't be?
I'm not. That was just a
I mean,
question.
like,
Don't look at me. I think
I'm
yeah.
excited to see how you're going to argue against that because that's so tough to do. Look at every major esport. What are they all doing? Incorporating team branding into the game. League of Legends does it. Counter-Strike does it.
Look at the
Dota
fan
does it.
bases of all of those teams.
Look at the amount of people that play Call of Duty as a whole. As soon as you
Right.
incorporate that into the game itself, people can be like, oh, I wonder what this is. To a casual viewer, they're like, oh, what is this, FaZe exosuit? Oh, FaZe, it's a team that plays. Wow, how weird is that? Where can I watch them play? Oh, there's a tournament this weekend. Oh,
A
it's for $1
few
million.
of them would be worth making. You of them wouldn't.
So you do it like League of Legends did, where they reward championships. You win a world championship, you get a exosuit in the game.
That'd be cool.
That's how League of Legends has done it. I think it's impossible to argue against that. And the thing is, you then incorporate prize funding into that, where 50% of the cost of it goes into COD Champs 2016 prize money. And then immediately your 1 million has gone to...
On console, it's fairly difficult to integrate all of that into a game.
Is it impossible?
It's not impossible. It's difficult. A lot harder than you would say to do it on like a PC type of game. PC-based game. It's not like something where they can just program in.
Right.
It's not something where somebody can just draw it up and just make it a skin or an exo and just put it right into the game. I think there's got to be a lot of testing done with it. I think that's probably part of the COD Champs exo that you saw this year.
What do you mean testing?
I think you're going to need to see.
Oh, just see how big the community is. What's the response?
Right. I think that was part of the. I think that was a part of the COD Champs exo that got released.
I think that was great.
This year.
That was amazing for us.
I think it was great. Yeah, no, it is great. I mean, to get people involved in that. The counter argument is you release something like that. How many? Does somebody just buy the FaZe exo just because they like the colors of it and they don't really care?
But that's still a good thing. There's prize funding.
Right, but how do you? It's difficult because you can't really correlate that to eSports because somebody didn't buy it because of FaZe.
But there's definitely going to be people who do.
Right.
I get
but
your
how do you distinguish the two?
Incorporate the live platform into the game. As in,
right. No, it would have to be a whole. It would have to be a whole.
That's how everyone, if every esport is doing it, and you see it succeeding, it is basically obvious.
Just because everybody does something, Ben, doesn't mean it's the right thing for yourself.
Look me square in the eyes and tell me that's a bad thing to do.
No, it's not a bad thing to do. I think it just needs to be done properly. And doing it the exact same way as everybody else, I don't think properly.
No,
I agree with you. It needs to something needs to happen.
Right.
It's just what. So I don't think we're in a disagreement here.
No.
On that, it needs to happen eventually. I think it's just the process. It can't just be, let's dump everybody skins into the game and see what magically happens. Yeah, it needs to be
methodical.
Okay, here's the COD Champs XO. Let's see how that does. Then after that, okay, maybe we reach out to a few teams and we put them in and see how that does. And then maybe after that it evolves to something else. Maybe it's not something with the teams. Maybe it's like a league thing, and then the league kind of disperses it to everybody else. And maybe it's something like that. So
we both agree that it's worthwhile doing.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
It is worthwhile, but it needs to be tested which way it works. I don't think
just throw it in there.
Works on it works on things on PC because they'll put something in a store, whatnot. It's just like an instant put up. You can put up as many things as you can and whatnot. Right. To put something in a Call of Duty game or Xbox, whatever, I think it needs to be planned out a little bit better. It can't just be, let's throw everything on there and see what happens. It needs to be, okay, let's pick the best things, put them up, and then from there expand. I don't think there's really I don't think there's a downside to this. I think it just needs to be done properly. It needs to be thought out. And I don't think it can be a straight copy of another game.
Agreed.
But
we both basically answered.
We both basically said the same thing.
Right, but Ben, you did win.
Yeah, Ben won that one. I mean, pretty much because he went first and said yes.
You let him go first.
Yeah. To be fair, it's the same thing as the first one. You said Cole.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Okay.
All right. Question 4.
Okay.
This one's kind of interesting.
I'm going first in this one.
You can't. It's Ben's turn to go first.
No, he's going to give this one to me first.
You want to do that?
No.
Okay,
not in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah, fine.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Go.
Yeah.
We were talking about this today in the office.
Okay.
And this is the dumbest argument ever.
Can I?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so the question is,
We go.
should the bomb reset in Search and Destroy if you fall off the map?
No. If you are dumb enough to fall off the map, the bomb deserves to stay off the map. You shouldn't be, oh man, I feel bad, you accidentally fell off the map, or you just don't know how to move your thumbsticks at the same time properly, and the bomb should go back to the spawn. That should never happen.
It has happened.
Okay, it has, and that's just
I would
stupid.
100% agree with you if there was a way of passing the bomb in Call of Duty. If I could carry the bomb, select, if you had to physically select, rather than holding X and pulling out the bomb, if I could select the bomb and throw it to you. 100%, I agree with you. Yeah.
So here
Because
we go.
then-
We should
because
start
then-
feeling bad for people who are running flags in CTF and they fall off the map. It's like, oh, Max, you fell off the flag. Oh, you fell off
We're
the
talking
map.
about-
flag.
why
Let's
are you
do
talking about
somebody else.
CTF?
No, because it's the same type
No,
of
no, no,
principle.
no, no, we're talking
Okay,
about
so
Search
what
and
you
Destroy.
think the
Search and
you
Destroy
think the
in a
bomb should go
one-life round.
straight? You think the bomb should go straight back to spawn if somebody falls
Example
off the
right
map?
now, drift. If you get caught under the avalanche, which yes is a really silly thing and no one should ever do, the
If
bomb
you
is
get hit-
You
okay.
cannot pick up the bomb. It is stuck underneath snow.
Guys.
I don't have a shovel as my equipment. I can't throw a grenade
If
at the
you're
snow
out
and
there-
it magically disperses.
If you're out there and you're playing S&D and you get hit by an avalanche that you know is coming, you deserve to lose the round. You deserve to just lose the game. They should just if there should be a rule instituted. If you get hit by the avalanche in an S&D round and you have a headset, you should automatically forfeit the match. There's no way that should happen.
And what's been different in AW than every other Call of Duty right now is that when you kill the bomb carrier, a sound is made that everyone knows the bomb is down.
Yeah.
In previous Call of Duties, you had to actually go walk over and see, oh, I killed the bomb carrier, you know? So, say someone gets killed by the avalanche. How do you know he had the bomb? If you're on the defense, you know?
They would abuse that mechanic, by the way. I would totally just send all players to one side, jump the guy off the map with the bomb. The guy in the spawn just takes the bomb completely the other way. Why not?
How is that in any way?
Why not?
Out of everything
Misdirection?
you have ever said, that is by far and away
Why not?
the stupidest thing that you've
It's so
ever
ridiculous.
said.
That would never happen. It would never work either. But there's no way if you jump off the map. There's no way
It's
you
not
should
if you
kind
jump
of
off the
be
map. Like, for example, on
mercy
Biolab.
rewarded.
For example, Biolab, where you can just slide off the map. Yeah, it's
What was that face?
You can slide off the
You
map.
can. If you get shot, you can essentially slide off the edge of the map. Which happened to Ricky like 3 times.
It has happened to Ricky a lot.
Thank you.
That's kind of strange.
It is kind of strange.
You can't. You don't have the motor skills
honestly,
to
the
stay on the map.
The fundamental issue right here is you can't pass the bomb.
No, the issue is
That's the issue.
Is there are people who can't control their character,
wouldn't
and
say
they
that
somehow end up off the map. And like, how are you arguing against this? Max, you're really bad. You're really bad. How many times have you exoed off of the map under your own power?
Not that many.
Thank you. And he's bad. And so now
Come
we're talking
on.
about people
So
who are
you're
like
telling me
good
a professional
to decent.
player who's
Not your
fallen off the
punching
map more
bag,
than
Matthew.
him.
Huh?
So like Ricky has fallen off the map more than he has.
Probably.
And he's a pro
And
player.
who's to blame for
No,
that?
I wouldn't say that. I'd definitely fall off the map more than Ricky, but
There you go. So he has fallen off the map.
but okay. I don't think it's game breaking that you can't pass the bomb.
No,
especially in competitive
I
Call
never
of
said it
Duty.
was. I never said it was. I'm just saying that's the only issue I
can't
see with
believe
it.
Oh,
that. It's like a real argument you're making. Right here.
I'm
That
not-
the bomb should go back to the beginning where it spawns if they fall off the map with it.
But you can't say that it.
It's the player's fault. He's jumping. It's not like somebody magically
So you're telling me,
and throws him off
you're
the
telling
map.
me in a game which is predominantly made for pubs. If I pick up the bomb every time and I just throw off, then I screw my team. Trolls, man. Think of the trolls. And you can't
Now
tell
you're
me.
just trying to make something up.
What? That's a good argument to that. How can you imagine if you're a pub player playing this game and you're trying to get really good at Search and Destroy and you see that all the time in Call of Duty? That you do, right?
I was nodding. Just
Exactly.
Keep going.
You see that all the time in Call of Duty. If you trolled me, if you picked up the bomb and just jumped off the map every single time, I'm going to get mad. That's a really dumb mechanic.
But you can still win the game without the bomb. You can still win.
It's
a round
irrelevant.
without
If
the
I'm trying to go for a score, if I'm trying to go for achievements,
true.
doesn't matter. This is a game predominantly made with that weird, like, scary, seductive eye thing that you do.
This is the worst argument ever.
Would
You?
I'm just saying, if I'm a pub player and someone's picking up the bomb, you're like spawning in like a hardcore S&D and I just turn around and kill my whole team.
well, I think
that
you
got
get kicked
old.
eventually. No. For-
You do, right,
Yeah.
which is what I'm saying. You would just have the same thing. If you jump off the map with the bomb, you get kicked. Problem solved.
If you're spending your time going into public lobbies and taking the
Dude,
bomb
people do
and
that all the
jumping
time.
it off,
People do that all the time.
Well, I mean, those people.
Well,
I don't know.
and they
That's
would
a
do it
whole
even
nother.
more.
That's a whole nother topic.
In CTF, were you for CTF? What happens if, like, say, someone?
Oh
jumps
no,
off with
yeah.
a
If I
flag?
jump off the map in CTF, it was an accident, so they should take the flag off of me and put it on another teammate.
No.
Or they should just
Wait,
put it.
when did
in
anyone ever say that?
That's exactly what you're trying to
Wait,
say.
what?
It's the same type
No.
of argument.
When did those words
It's the
leave my
same type of
mouth?
argument.
was-
Okay, if the
No.
bomb goes back to this.
The flag goes back to the spawn.
The flag goes back to the spawn.
That happens anyway.
But well, should there
Which
be
is
like a
the same
delay
in
or something?
S&D. Like, why would it be different?
Search.
So you're telling
it's
me
a one-round game.
Hold on.
It's a one-life game.
by Matt's logic,
It's
you
a one-life
if you were to
game.
fall off the map in CTF with the flag just stay there
No,
because
this
you're
is
an
the
idiot.
argument that you're making.
Because
This is the
you're
argument you're making.
because you're an idiot. Is
it's
basically
the argument that you're making.
That's the argument you made.
No.
Yes.
COD, you need to willingly pick up the bomb. You know you have the bomb. Why are you
And
jumping
in CTF
off of
you
the
don't.
map?
In CTF you don't
We're talking
willingly
about
pick up the
S&D.
flag.
The
You brought up the
question
CTF.
is, should the bomb reset if you fall off the map and search and destroy?
You brought up CTF.
and the fact
I
that you're
brought up
saying
CTF,
yes
brought
to
up
But
this,
that was just
The
a
question
side
master.
argument. That was just a side argument.
oh,
but
because Max is dumb. But this is the dumbest thing you've ever argued for.
You went first. Like, what do you want me to do?
How do you honestly feel about it?
I agree with you. Of
Okay.
you can't undermine your entire argument with that.
course I can.
No, you can't. Anyway, I won that one.
What do you mean? You did the
The
same thing in the last
percentages were like
question.
95
Yeah, it was
to
bad.
It was
95
bad.
to 5 in favor of me.
Anyway.
So what am I? I'm 3-1.
Well, why would you give the score away? I mean, I paid it anyway. Okay. Question 5.
Scores are on the screen.
No, I'm saying there's no scoreboard for 3-1. I'm saying the percentages are. Anyway, question 5.
I get to go first.
Well, it was supposed to be your turn first last time, but he jumped in front
He
of
can
you.
go first. but
Okay,
we'll keep
Ben. Will Optic Gaming, with this roster, win more championships than Cole EG did?
Yes.
Why?
Just dominant team. There is no team right now who you can honestly say is on the same caliber as them. In fact, they're now the second best team. Great. Have they looked like being Optic Gaming anytime soon? Probably not. When we talk about, first of all, this is the question I need to ask you. When you say win more championships than Call EG, are we talking about in succession? Are we talking about in a row? Is that what we're talking about? Breaking that record of the, no one's ever going to beat the record which Cole set. Like, is that what we're talking about here? Or are we talking about just the sheer number of championships?
Sheer number.
From the Call EG era,
Yes.
without doubt.
Really?
I don't think so. Teammates get pretty stale of each other pretty quickly. I think the Cole EG thing was held together for a really long time.
Okay.
Longer than I think anyone that was even involved could have imagined. And I don't know. I mean,
You
Optic.
have three of the
You
the
do.
top 5 players on one team who are winning.
You do. Yeah.
And it goes back to your original point about making a team change. If they wanted to make a team change, they can get any player they wanted. There's only one team, even in your era, who could get any player they wanted. That's Optic Gaming.
Yeah.
Simple as that. The money they're going to make just by playing, just by streaming.
I mean, it can happen. Yeah, people don't realize how difficult it is to win that many tournaments in a row. I mean, what they've done already is
I imagine.
impressive. What they've done already is impressive.
I imagine.
Uh,
Tell me who's going to
and-
beat them. Tell me who's going to beat
oh,
them
right now, no team that exists right now.
So they
let
win
me ask you
champs?
something. As they win more tournaments in a row, that pressure is going to be absolutely insane
Oh,
for them to keep winning.
phenomenal. It'd be crazy.
Are they built? Are they built to withstand that pressure?
Crim 6, yes.
One
Formal,
player?
yes. Scumpy, yes.
No.
Nature, yes.
I don't know.
The amount of pressure they deal with anyways.
Were you guys under pressure?
Oh, they were under huge pressure. Last year,
Yeah.
COD champs, the pressure was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm saying besides COD champs. We're talking about number of championships to go to every event.
Yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely. If one team were to beat the Cole EG stuff, it would be this Optic team. They're insane. But with the amount of pressure, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible.
I think it is.
And one loss.
We're not talking about in a row.
No.
Right.
Oh well,
That's the
not
thing.
in a row.
We're not talking about in a row. The question is, that's why I asked straight away.
Well, let's say it's not in a row. What did it? I don't even remember.
maybe
how
maybe
much
they
we finished
lose.
it. It was like
maybe
15,
they lose
whatever.
like 1 or 2. Like realistically, do you see that team splitting up?
In like the immediate future, absolutely not.
Right. So how many events are they going to have until the next Call of Duty? A lot.
How many you think?
Like a lot. Like we're talking double digits.
So they would have to win pretty much all of them.
Which, to be completely frank with you, right
And
now,
you don't think they'll
doesn't
have
seem-
2 or 3 slip-ups in there
So what do? They go into the next game, don't make a team change?
if they
win-
don't make a team change?
You made a team change.
Yeah. Do they make a team change?
I mean, even if they did it, I don't think it matters. I really think as long as those 3 players...
as long as those 3 are together, they're in good shape.
Exactly. 100% agree. But I don't see them making a team change, which is what my argument is based on.
No. Yeah.
Why would you make a team change? It just doesn't make sense.
No, there's no reason to.
Well, that's that done.
Yeah. No, I think that one's good.
Ben, you won.
Yeah, I mean, I expected him to win that one.
kind of.
Yeah. I mean, literally, when Cole was around, you can see other teams that were forming that could give them trouble. I mean, right now, do we really have anybody that you think would give Optic Gaming trouble? No. Yeah.
If you had, going back to the very, very start of the day, where we talked about the team which could potentially beat them, you had that team, maybe.
Right, no,
Maybe
I
they
think
drop.
A team that could
be?
possibly beat them doesn't exist. That's my thing.
Well, I think the question is, if that team does come together, could they beat Optic Gaming? And,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just a matter of if
Then
Optic...
it's just who wins which event.
Right, yeah.
But then you just have two very dominant Call of Duty teams.
Right.
This is basically what it comes down to. It's kind of what everyone expected the Optic Nation team to be, but it just hasn't clicked on this game.
No, yeah.
If you change that team to go back, what did we say? We said Clay, Teep, Karma. I said Enable. You said Hook.
Right.
Can't tell me that team wouldn't compete against Optic Gaming.
No, they
well,
wouldn't be
no,
able
we
to,
said
yeah.
they can compete, but, would they beat? Like, would they beat them?
They
So-
could.
This is like a, I'd say 60-40.
I would say 60-40, yeah.
All I'm saying is they would only have to win like one event, and yeah, they beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it this way, that FaZe team at Columbus beat Optic Gaming. No one would have thought that.
Right.
Crazy.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on.
That was good. So, 3-2 to Matt. Ben, you're coming back. Question 6.
Woo!
It's a good question.
Okay.
So something we've seen in past Call of Duties, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 especially, are map remakes. Remaking maps from old Call of Duties and putting them into newer Call of Duties via DLC, what have you. But question is, are you in support of map remakes in general in Call of Duty? Not DLC, say they were just made for the game. Say Crash was just put into whatever the next game is. Matt?
I'm not a fan of... in a general sense, yeah, okay. I'm in support of them remaking maps. For competitive sense, no. I think you need the new maps. I'd even be in more support of being able to edit the current maps and create new maps based off of layouts, and then maybe they get really good and they get put into the rotation. But I think putting in maps from previous CODs, that's great for pubs, great for people to just play randomly. I don't know if it's great for competitive Call of Duty. The game's so different now than it was, Black Ops 2, COD 4, all the ones that everybody talks about. I don't think those maps would play as well. I think they would need a lot of altercations anyway. So you might as well just give me the option to edit some of the maps we have now or create my own.
I think some of the older maps, the OG maps, like Crash, for example. Imagine how cool Crash would be if you could exo jump 3 times to the top story. Like, that'd be sick, dude. That'd be amazing. Maps like Arcade and Lockdown from MW3, the old school competitive maps, it'd be awesome to see in the rotation again. As long as Matt said, has to work for the game. Yeah. That's the key. If it doesn't work for the game,
there's no point.
What's the point? Because ultimately you're just saying, oh, here's a cool map which everyone used to love. Great.
Right, well...
My big thing is, imagine Carbon for S&D. If you remember that from MW3, any of your old school guys. Imagine being able to double jump snipe in Carbon. Be freaking awesome. Well, you have so many different angles. The map which you once loved has basically expanded into something else, which is like, oh my god, this is awesome.
But if you're tweaking it, say, we'll use Advanced Warfare as an example. If you're tweaking it so much that it works with exosuits, is it still the same map?
No, it's basically a completely new map.
Disagree. Why would it be? Why would it be a completely different map? It's the same map layout. You look at map layouts in COD as, oh yeah, that's a competitive map. 3-lane maps, right? You agree?
Yeah. 3-lane maps.
I'm not going to change the map layout of Arcaden. I'm not going to change the map layout of Raid.
You wouldn't rather be able to
You're telling me right now
and create.
That's not the question. Yeah, I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But that's not the question.
Well, no, that's my counter argument. I'd rather not have map remakes. I'd rather be able to make my own.
Imagine saying Raid in AW. You tell me that wouldn't work?
The map
play really different.
It play really different. You could
jump
up
and down and ring.
Tell me that wouldn't be really fun to watch.
But I'm sure there would be thousands of game-breaking spots that you'd have to kind of change. So you're going to have to edit the map drastically anyway.
I wouldn't say drastically. I'd say there'd be definitely a few spots you need to look at and be like, well, that's a little bit overpowered. But you see invisible walls in COD all the time.
Yeah.
Little spots which stop you getting places. I really think that map remakes should be in the game. But again, a map editor would be so
insane.
Dude, imagine we could spend like an hour just creating right now, creating a whole map.
With a whole toolbox of just different things you can throw, barrels, explosive crates, different trucks you can put into the map and just
to what's more mind blowing to me is the fact that no one has done that yet.
What about...
That'd be sick for COD. And then they could have like a, this is just like extremely hypothetical. You could have kind of a, okay, these are some competitive maps that you can download off of, somebody's file share.
Well, exactly, and then you can play them like that.
Then you can play them like
You
that.
could vote for community favorite, which map has been the best. Like, that's...
And there's like a community
Vandaha?
Maybe there's a leaderboard that shows which maps are played the most. People can download straight from there and whatnot.
You know what? Vandaha, have you seen this message?
I deserve to win this argument, by the way.
You don't, because you changed the question.
Well,
Vandaha, create a map editor, and we will love you forever.
the final thing is,
On that bombshell.
if you did remake maps, do you think competitive Call of Duty would be, crushed by it, and you have to remake maps?
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
It gets stale? Do you think it would get stale?
Everybody would want to play the same maps every year on different games.
Look at Counter-Strike. 6-year-old
this
game.
is
They play the same maps.
That is such an outlier of everything.
Is that a true
console
fact?
gaming's not the same.
Is that a true fact?
Console gaming's fan
Is that a
base
true
is not
fact?
the same. Yeah, it's a true fact. Console gaming's fan base is not the same.
But you just already said it wouldn't be the same map every year. It'd be different. Because it has to be different for the game.
How many maps would you remake?
Oh, dude. We don't have long enough to go into that. But
No, not like actually like I'm saying, like if you had a number, not like every single.
Dude, I don't
map.
know. It depends which maps would work. You
Yeah.
have to test it. Like that's not.
And it also depends.
It depends on the game. It depends
on
on
how many
something else.
maps are good out of the box in the game, and there's a
Right.
whole lot of determining factors
All right,
on it.
we're tied. It was 60-40 before
Yeah.
that, so I'm gonna go ahead and say I won that. So we're tied going to the last
No
question.
way.
Hell yeah.
Look at that!
Because you changed the argument again. You did what you do so
What
well.
do you mean?
I argued that yes. I want to point this out. I argued yes, remakes should be allowed.
And I argued
He
no.
argued no.
That they shouldn't.
He doesn't.
and
No.
that they should
He argued no. You
Right.
shouldn't see remakes in Call of Duty eSports.
No.
I'm just gonna let that settle in.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So ignore his web of lies
What do you mean?
and his deceitful way he says things. Take that in and cast your vote. You're a very smart man, Matt Morello. I know what you do.
You are pretty smart.
I'm a genius.
Imagine Rust in AW. You can't tell me that wouldn't be sick.
But you
That would-
can't tell me,
That would be hectic.
get rid of the...
How sick would that be?
Give me the classic, give me all your old school maps and let me just like edit all the layouts and everything and change stuff, throw different things
But you would
everywhere.
still be
That'd
using the
so much
remake.
better.
You would still be using the. There you
No.
go. So I settle it.
And now
It goes
back to
55,
50-50.
45,
Now
54, 46.
54,
You lose.
46.
Okay, you lose.
We're
Next
not going
question.
this. Okay, fine. Whatever.
It is 3-3.
We're tied.
Good job, Ben, for winning that one.
Thank you. I just have to verify exactly the web of deceit that
I'm
comes
winning
out of
this
your
next
mouth.
one.
This one's an interesting question.
My turn to go first.
You went first. It is your turn. Okay.
No, you just went first.
Yeah, you
I
did
did.
just go first.
You just went first, so
Oh, I
it's
did?
my
Oh, I
first.
did? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you did go first.
Yeah.
Okay. Question
Oh,
7.
actually, I don't know what you would say to this.
The tiebreaker.
All right.
Ben, you could tie it up. You could make it 1-1 in the quick scope, or it could be 2-0.
What that was.
I don't know what that was either. Anyway, question 7. Would you add a 5th game mode to the esports rotation so you would have 5 games in a series, 5 different game modes?
Oh, what? That's a different question than I thought this was.
What did you think it was?
What do you think it was?
Oh, I thought it was. If you could add a different game mode, what would it be?
Wait, what did you just say?
Would you add a 5th game mode to the rotation? That's what the question says.
Which game mode could you possibly add?
You have to make one. Or you could,
Sabotage, demolition.
So we're making a game mode up. Is this the question? Because hold on.
okay. So say there was a. Say
we
there
need
was
some
a
clarification
say
of
there,
the rules
say,
right
there,
now.
say there was a 5th game mode that was really good and everyone liked it. But S&D, like you said, is the most important game in a
Thanks.
Call of Duty series.
He's learning.
I'm trying. Would you take out one of the S&Ds to play another entertaining, the viewers really liked it was really competitive, game mode? Ben,
Is there more than one answer to this?
it's just a debate. We're seeing who's... Don't take his argument and make it better, because you like to do that.
Would I add a 5th game mode to the rotation?
Let's make it better. Let's change the question.
I was gonna
Your
say,
question stinks. Your
that's
question
it.
stinks. If you can create a game mode that you would add into the game, what would it be?
Ooh.
You have to create a game mode, you have to take one out.
Now, we're just saying hypothetically, if you create a game mode that you could add into the game, and maybe it replaces something, maybe it doesn't.
I already
would
know
you
what
add?
you're going to say, so I'm going to let you go first. because we've talked about this,
We talked about this a lot.
and I love this. So I'm just gonna let you go first because it's a really good idea.
Round-based games are the easiest to follow. I think we can all agree on that.
100%.
Search and destroy, really easy to follow from a viewer perspective. Hardpoint gets a little bit chaotic. Uplink, it's an easy concept to understand, still a bit chaotic. Round-based works the best. So what do? You make a round-based hardpoint game. You make a maybe 2-minute clock, 3-minute clock each round. Something small. 1 hill each round. You know where the hills are going to be each round. So you can preface, how teams are going to set up right away for the hills. That initial gun battle is so huge. People fighting for that time. Time doesn't accrue over the whole span of the game. Just accrues in that. Maybe they don't even make a time limit to it. Maybe it's just a certain amount of points you have to hit. Maybe 40 points in the hill. 35 points in the hill.
And then you get 1 point if you.
And then you get 1 point. You won the round. Game ends. Round ends, kind of like search and destroy. Round number 2 begins. The second hill pops up. And then we have that one, and then it's a battle of this one.
MW3?
No, because headquarters
Headquarters like
you
hardpoint.
got the thing,
you
and
had
then
to
everybody.
you had to sit there and capture it for a while, and then if you captured it,
Right.
you
You
died.
got
and
1 point in it. didn't you?
No, you got time for holding the
Time
headquarters.
for holding it.
Which game was it that was like that? There's been a game which has
This
been
is
kind of
round
like that.
Think of hardpoint.
It just
Think
wasn't
of the
round-based, you just
hardpoint
went-
hills broken up into 10 rounds, and then
So would you change
just
the
fought over the
spawn?
individual ones.
Would you change the spawns for each?
There need to be
hardpoint?
different spawns for each hill.
Okay. So you would start spawn like
Yes.
equally far away.
But
from
it
each
would
other.
be cool from the standpoint that teams would start it up, and it would be okay. Maybe round 2, on this hill, you don't need 2 ARs. You only need 4 subs. Maybe you can do that, and then it's different teams, kind of fighting
So
with
what,
meta
what makes
on
this
what
even
they
better?
should do.
What makes this even better is after that round. So after like the first minute and a half, after you hit 40 points against Max, I then as a cast can be like, oh, okay, let's slow down the whole game. Let's analyze exactly why you won that. You can
Right.
break it down because you had that period between the rounds.
Yes.
Which is then more.
And then it
informative.
makes it takes Hardpoint, which is a game mode that's awesome, fast-paced, hard for the viewer to follow, still keeps it awesome, still keeps it fast-paced, and breaks it up so the viewer can
And plus-
follow. And it's kind of like
And you would have more of those
segmented.
kind of like, oh, the game's getting towards the end. It's going to be a close game. You'd have more of those moments
because it's round-based.
Because it's round-based.
So the game's always kind of close. You're not.
Exactly.
Nobody's ever mathematically eliminated in a round-based game, really.
You can't tell me that would be sick.
You can't tell me that wouldn't be a sick game.
No, it'd be cool, but obviously things need to work out. Like you have to make sure that the spawns are both equal for both sides.
That's
you know?
not hard. You just spawn them equally far away.
Yeah.
The original spawn, you mean?
Well, no, I'm saying that it would have like. Obviously, if I spawn on one side, I have a more advantageous spawn because of the way the hill would work. That I have a better side. No? Would you say one hill, like a hill would have a better side unless it's completely symmetrical?
No, I mean, you look at
But that's part of the point, though.
that's part of the game.
Like, if second hill, so round 2
Right.
is going to be favorable to Matt, you're going to have to play it differently.
I mean, let's
But
say
as long as they
it's
all equal.
Let's say it's like I don't know. Let's call it like a best of 11 rounds, right?
That'd be
And then
so
after
sick.
after the first rotation, it goes of 5 hills. It
Switch
goes
sides.
and you switch sides on the second rotation.
Okay, there you go.
So you
play
each
at both
team
sides.
has right, and then
Yeah,
maybe
we just
that
said,
last round.
You know what, I'm gonna
Maybe
do?
the last round, the 11th round, it tells you before the game where it's going to come up, but it's a random hill. It doesn't go all the way back to that first rotation. It picks a random hill out of those 5,
It tells you, though?
but it tells you where it's going to be before the round starts.
Well, series could end before some people get to spawn on the other side, right?
Yeah, but you're playing to, like, let's say you're on the.
What do you mean?
Like,
No,
if-
there are some hills you
Are
will
you-
probably have.
Did you say are you playing like okay, hill 1, right? I spawn A, you spawn B. Round 2, hill 1, I spawn B, you spawn A. Or is
There's
it
going to be different
You would
spawns
play-
for each hill.
Yeah.
you'd play,
Different initial spawns
No, I
for
know.
each hill.
All right, imagine it like this. Hardpoint 1 or round 1.
Right.
I'm going to spawn on that side of the... Oh, sorry. I'm going to spawn on this side of the studio. You'll spawn on that side of the studio.
Okay.
Then you go through all,
And then, right,
all the
second
hardpoints, you go
rotations-
through 5. Then in the second rotation, you flip.
Yeah.
Because then even if it is one-sided, you still both have
still
that
get a
one
chance.
side. You still get a chance.
And then you have the opportunity. Let's say, no, I'm playing from the favorable side on the first rotation of hills, and 3 hills favor my spawn, whatever. If I lose one of those, that's a huge story going into the second half of rounds.
And you have time to talk
And you
about
have
it,
time
too.
to talk about it and break it down and get people to understand it. I think that would be sick.
I 100% agree. You know what I am curious to do?
I think that would be a sick game mode.
I think...
That's a cool game mode. What would you call it? Off the top of your head. Hardpoint.
Well, you wouldn't.
I mean, it's essentially like round-based hardpoint.
Round-based hardpoint.
I mean, would you prefer watching that?
I think that's really cool. I think it's a really
Let me
interesting
ask you this, chat. Would you prefer to watch what Matt just described, or a Hardpoint game as it is right now?
I think it adds a lot more story, a lot more drama to kind of what I'm saying, and it makes it, you're never going to get those mathematically eliminated games. You're always going to have, different metas and different strategies people can use hill to hill. Think about it. You could even see a sniper in a game like that be viable, right?
I mean, you see snipers sometimes in Hardpoint in the first hill, so you would see it more and more and more and more because
Right, you can
essentially
see
every
different
hill is
rotations and
that
stuff like
first
that.
hill. So
I mean,
it breaks it down.
So would you? I mean, I don't know if we can use the map as an example, but let's say maybe Detroit. This might be a bad example, but would you you'd make the entire map available and it's just the hill over there, or would you make only?
no, the entire map's available.
Entire map's
The
available.
entire map's available.
Wow, I'm surprised.
What Matt said. Yeah, everyone's saying what I'm saying.
Some people said how it is right now.
Other people like
Hardpoint now, both. As it is. That's actually a surprising mix because I would much prefer to do what you described.
Yeah, no, there is a rotation of hills in what I'm describing.
Yeah.
It's just round by round. So let's look at Solar, for instance. The first round of my game mode would be the first middle hill. The second round of my game mode would be the second hill. The third round would be garage.
No, did you know you could
Right,
change
right.
the location order to random?
Yeah.
Well, that
fourth
doesn't
map,
do anything.
fourth round would be the fourth hill, the up top. Fifth hill would be in the bomb site.
Right.
The sixth round would be the first hill again, spawns flipped. So if I spawn Atlas the first half, I'm going to spawn Sentinel the second one.
Right.
And then this is the rotation again.
Yeah. No, if you make the hard points random, then it completely ruins.
No, that's not what I said. Did you
Oh,
know? you could do
yeah,
that?
yeah.
I didn't realize you could do
I think that would be a pretty sick round-based game mode. I think something everyone can kind of get behind.
That'd be cool.
I'm trying to figure out if there's a way.
If one side wins before the other gets a chance to spawn the other side, I mean, they probably won some hills that they didn't have an advantage on, so they kind of deserve to win that.
See, it'd be cool if you could edit that. I'm looking at the game, trying to figure out if there's a way you could do that.
That would be sick for competitive.
Yeah, there's no way you can do it in the game. I was just curious.
My worry with that game mode would be that it would go to round 11 every time.
No, it wouldn't.
What are you talking
How'd
about?
it go to round 11
both
every time?
teams, well, I'm saying
That's like saying Hardpoint as it is right now. Both teams are going to win an equal amount of time.
well, are you able to change? You're not able to change the spawns at all from the initial spawn. Does
Yeah.
everyone spawn? Because then you could spawn trap completely.
Oh, no. The spawns after the initial spawn
Okay.
would be how they are now.
Okay,
Like,
I thought you were saying it was
yeah.
just the two spawns for the entire site.
Anyway,
No.
that last question is kind of irrelevant because we both agreed on the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of both worked on the idea together, so we win both. Mike's loses.
Still on the team.
Anyway,
Call it map point.
that's going to be the quick tip for today. Yo. Like that.
That's the one game mode I would always play
So
without you.
Oh, kill him. Anyhow, that concludes the quick tip for today. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow with some more questions. You guys can tweet at myself, Benson_you, and at MattMrX. If you have any cool ideas as to what you would like to put in, you can also tweet at Max, like at MVLO.
W. To MVLLOW.
Close. Can't get it right all the time.
You follow me? I think you follow me.
I follow you. This guy's an idiot. Anyway, for now, quick commercial break. When we return, we'll be looking at the Pro League games going on tonight and give a little bit of a prediction as to who we think is going to win.